Yo, what's up? What up, gays? What's up? Good to see y'all. That's the greeting. That's the greeting I like when I pop on a show. Like, let's go.
Love it.
Wait, so is Jake included, or is it just for us?
Or is it just us? Or
PK, is Jake included with us? Like,
I love that. That's amazing. Take your shirt off too, by the way. PK.
Yeah, PK, shirts off.
too cold.
Hey, did you end up going to? I know Jan couldn't go to Rogue, but did you end up going to Rogue?
No, I didn't in the end.
All that work for a tent and you never went?
Well, no one wanted to come to the tent.
Say, did you actually have people that wanted to come bunk it with you?
No, it was just going to be me in a tent. And the only people that kind of replied were women, and
can't do that.
Got really weird. Want any of that now. It's men's only. So didn't end up going.
It got weird.
Yeah.
Yes, Kenneth. Yes. I tried to give my seat away to many other people, and my wife vetoed every time.
Sorry, not today.
So I get to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, we're hoping. Jan was on before we saw him, and then he had no sound. So I think he jumped off to try to figure out his sound situation, but he'll be back.
Mm. Yeah, he's had a busy week. He's been 3Xing.
Do I ask? What does that mean? No, I have no idea.
He do you know like personal trainers, PTs?
Yeah.
So Jon's primary source of income is PT. So he trains and programs. He's really good at what he does, and he has like a different mixture of different types of clients. And he's got a mentor. So this guy with loads of teeth. PK knows what I'm on about. And every now and again they kind of meet up, and all the PTs get together, and they celebrate each other's successes. Here he is.
There we go.
And see that certificate in the background.
Yeah.
So
why can I not hear you?
Oh, now he can't hear us.
Oh, no.
Are we on mute? Have you got headphones attached?
This is fucking great. 2 minutes.
Turn your Bluetooth off.
Oh, he left again. All right, he's out.
But yeah, they kind of get together and celebrate their success as PTs and this, that, and the other. And last year he got an award for 3Xing. So he 3 times his income or his clients or his success.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Damn, that's fire.
Yeah, so he did really well, but we take the piss a little bit and say that he's 10x in this year and this and the other. So
does he own a gym too?
Hey, sorry?
Does he own a gym too, or does he just personally train at a gym?
He used to own a gym with Lockloy Barbell. I think that's where his gym was. And then I think he left that a little while ago to do his PT work at other gyms. I'm a gay man at a gym. Yeah. Aren't we all?
It seems to get gayer and gayer every time I talk to people.
Yeah. So but Jon's by all accounts steaming ahead and doing really well. So he but of course in Britain, as soon as anyone does well, we have to tear them down. In a kind of like in a jokey fashion.
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant for real. I was
wow.
Wow,
no.
That's shitty.
No, so as soon as anyone has any form of success, that then becomes the one thing that we can really rinse for humor. That's just the way that we kind of work. So,
and so
it's our way of saying well done, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well done, Jan. Nope. Still nothing. We should just watch him do this. Oh, there we go.
You there?
Still nothing.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I think there's a slight delay.
I can hear you on my phone, but I can't hear you from my computer for some reason.
That's all right. Is your computer linked up to any Bluetooth headphones? Have you got Bluetooth turned on your computer?
I was gonna say that's gonna
This
be
is
weird if your
bullshit.
phone just echoes the whole time.
Uh.
Will Naked Martin make an appearance?
I hope not.
Dude.
I wish. No, he won't. Do you know what though? Every now and again, because I've used him a couple of times, like his services.
There we go.
Wait, you actually have? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
actually?
You weren't here for the show where they sent it. Who did you send it to as a
Taylor.
gift? Oh, Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
I
when,
I was, but I didn't realize. Like I figured one time for Taylor, but you've used it other times too.
Oh yeah, Jon's used it a few more times than I have. But like with our mates and stuff, it's like one of those things where every now and again a new Naked Martin will come around, and it'll be worth waiting for.
All right. What's up? What do you guys got? Otherwise, I'm gonna play this clip because I've been trying to figure this shit out for like weeks.
Do it. I love when Jake responds to clips that he's never seen before.
All right. I don't even care. I don't even care whatever it is saying. I just want you to tell me whether it's and the comment in it is great. I just want you to tell me whether it's a 9-year-old boy or a 23-year-old lesbian. Because
You guys can't hear me yet, can you?
Yeah.
I can hear you
We
now.
can hear you.
Oh fucking yes, I'm delighted. Here we
Oh
go.
my god. All right.
Ready? 9-year-old.
It's not. It's the volume's not on.
Oh, I don't care. Oh, well, you
Oh.
can hear what they say, but
Okay.
I don't know. I've gone through this Instagram 85 million times. It has 10,000 followers, and I don't know if it's a 23-year-old lesbian or a 9-year-old boy.
6J in this bitch. I appreciate y'all getting me to 10K, even though we almost at 12. Nah, shit. It just made me think like, bro, last year I had one. So it's like, whatever you want to do, fuck the hate, bro. Stay consistent. You're going to grow and flourish as long as you keep doing what you want to do. So
Yeah, 9-year-old boy, lesbian.
Well, can I just say, whatever it is, it's wearing exactly what Pat Vellner was wearing last night. So whatever Pat Vellner is, that's that.
Damn, you're not wrong either. That's true. But yeah, if you go through the
That's tough.
right,
It's definitely I think it's definitely a girl. The eyes are very feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a chick.
You sure, man?
Mm-hmm.
you take it far, I take shit down the hill. 20
Yeah, that's a girl.
That's a girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 23-year-old lesbian. Got
Are
it.
there any videos of her reverse parking?
So there's a lot of oh, okay, I guess this one fucking
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all right. Sorry, that one with the jacket though caught me. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what is happening right now. But okay. All right, cool. Good. Glad we what up?
You got that.
All right, we got
Yeah.
that cleared
Figured
up. That was messing with me.
I like that.
That was
That's good.
messing with me.
Yeah,
So-
it's
Kelly,
funny,
what-
isn't it? How
Mess.
like
Yeah, it was yeah, mess with me.
Yeah. Oh well.
So what do you want to get into, dude? You said you had some stuff you want to get into. Tyler caught me by surprise the other night. Loved it though. Had a blast with that one.
Good.
So what do you want to get into?
I mean, I've got a few things.
Go for
I have
it.
a check with a Carhartt jacket. Is Carhartt come back around? Because I remember around like I don't know
My heart never left.
the corn era, like 2000. It was like skatey fashion then, and I remember everyone wearing Carhartt then, like for a skater perspective. But then the last sort of Jon's consistently worn Carhartt since 1998.
Carhartt's still
Um,
very big.
I know
Okay.
that they went woke for a second, pissed everybody off, but I don't think they got shut down the way that everybody else got shut down.
Okay.
No,
See,
everybody wears it.
I haven't seen it for about 25 years. I don't think.
Gay bears wear it. Probably.
The good kind of. The good kind of.
I have one jacket. I just love it. They're just warm. It's just a good product. So I have the one jacket for wintertime, but that's about it.
Right. Okay. Are their origins like working
Yeah.
wear?
Working class.
Workwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right,
Work.
Rosie? Farm stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Farm stuff.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
Rosie's here. That's cool.
Yeah, it's such good quality. You kind of I don't care
Yeah.
if they're woke or not. I like. It's warm as fuck.
Yeah.
So
Comfortable as hell.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. I'm watching Breaking Bad again at the moment. Fucking, I
Uh-oh.
forgot how good it was. And apparently Sevi said that I'm not allowed to watch it because Bryan Cranston's a bit of a prick now.
Oh really?
I find it very easy to separate the artist from the art.
Ah.
So like musicians, music, blah 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 blah. I don't really like get rid of people just based on the fact what they do in their private life.
You didn't mute R. Kelly?
Well, R. Kelly's still, his whole back catalogue's still available on Spotify.
Trapped in the Closet is amazing.
Yeah, the video.
Trapped in the Closet.
The whole
Have you
album
seen the opera?
is amazing. Yeah, the whole thing is amazing.
Have you seen that, Garrett?
No.
Oh my god.
You need
What is
to
this?
watch. You need to listen. You need to watch Trapped in the Closet.
So I can't remember how long it is, but there's like 20 different bits to this. It's like an opera. It's not like an R&B opera, and it's probably, I don't know, an hour's worth of him singing, and it's this story, but in like music form, and it unfolds throughout these episodes. And it's all about him, and he goes to work and he's having an affair, and then his missus is having an affair, and this, that, and the other, and it keeps going back and forward, and it's like interweaving like these arcs. It's really actually quite good. And then this one bit, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. The main bit that everyone remembers.
There's 33 chapters.
Yeah, honestly, it's mental.
It's
But there's
amazing.
this one bit that everyone remembers where they go in the kitchen and something happens out of a cupboard.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin it because it'll it's so good.
All right, I guess I'm gonna have to Corey Leonard Siri play remix to Ignition. I loved that song. That was a bop when it came out. We were all in the club dancing to that song.
Is there an original to Ignition, or is
Yes.
it?
Yeah,
There is.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
don't think I ever heard that.
the remix. Well, because once the remix came out,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. The
Mariah
12
Carey.
play.
Mariah Carey did the same thing with the song she did with R. Kelly. It's like an opera. Oh, really?
Cool.
Well, yeah, this is Mariah Carey's time right now. She's blasting out at every radio station.
She's about to make her money.
Yeah,
That's
this
how
Christmas
now.
time.
That
This is
Christmas
how
song
she-
over and over and over and over again.
As soon as I hear, I'm like, no, off. Like
We
it's
don't-
the one. It's the Christmas song. Can't do.
It's Michael Bublé over here that comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Such a tool.
Is he still
Yeah.
normal?
Is he still
He-
alive?
Is he-
Didn't he
this
have
is
like?
I didn't think he was still normal. I thought he went the route of Sam Smith. Didn't he go along?
Have you seen that most recent thing about him? They, she, whatever.
Sam
No.
Smith? No.
I'll say it as they want you to say it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
They are in a relationship with themselves.
Oh wait, I did hear it. I heard that.
Stop.
I
What's
did hear
that called? What's the name
I-
for that?
And I have no idea. But
That's like a serial masturbator.
Yeah.
Aren't you guys? So then, wouldn't technically?
So then you'd be gay,
all-
right?
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh.
But would
Wait,
you
both.
all
yeah.
Bisexual.
Yeah.
like,
gay-
technically be in a relationship with
gayest
yourself
thing.
all the time?
Yeah, the gayest thing you can do is fuck yourself.
That's what I was
Or
like.
that might be the straightest thing a man can do.
Is yeah. have you
There's a thin
established-
line. There's
Jake's
a very thin line between those two things. which
Because
we
it's
like to
your
explore.
own. It's not someone else.
That's not straight though. We haven't established this yet. We should establish this. We need
What-
guidelines.
What isn't
If-
straight? I need because
if
this
you-
is
If you jerk yourself off, you technically have a penis in your hand, which
so. This has been talked
I always
about.
feel gay when I'm doing it.
This has been talked about 20 years ago on a podcast. Okay, Jon will know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
If you had a hand transplant and then you did it,
What happens if you had
another
a penis
bloke would be
transplant?
doing it to you.
oh, that's even more gay.
What happens if you had a penis transplant and then you were doing it? It's like you're
Yeah.
jacking off another dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
I'd rather have the hand transplant.
Yeah, which one's less gay?
I'd get some bigger hands.
Oh my god, my brain is dying right now. Like I don't even.
See, this is the kind of conversation that needs to be had.
So then, isn't every man? Is there? You guys all have a little gay in you?
Depends
I
how
don't
many
mean like a
people-
short gay dude. I mean like there's just like
Yeah.
there's.
See, we talk about this every day.
We do.
If me, PK, and Jon had it our way, this was all we'd talk about.
Yeah, other people ruin the conversation for us.
Yeah, exactly. Asking about health. Yeah, that line needs to be explored a bit more because a lot of people, I find that the people that are most repelled and repulsed by something are often the ones that are trying to fight something internally.
Here we go.
Okay.
And
So like if you can't talk about it,
yeah, if you're so
You're
adamantly,
probably
it's
planning
like, for
that.
example, so the most recent one that we've been talking about is what looks better, a chub or a boner?
oh, see, here we go, babe. We're about to learn new things. This was like the show grow thing. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Sammy.
So a chub is like
It's Jake from Cornwall.
when it's on the way. When it's on the way to getting there and it's full, but we're not hard yet. Okay, so it's
Sunblad.
still sort of hanging downward. So you get all the girth, but without hardness. Now,
Okay, good. That's what I was going to ask. I was like, does that mean length or girth? Like, when does
yeah.
the chub mean length comes into play or girth comes into play?
So the girth's
Still hanging.
it's still sort of there, but it's sort of on the way up. So you're looking at here.
Okay.
So I think the chub looks so much better.
It's less
In,
offensive.
like in gray sweatpants or just when you're getting ready to get it?
And this is the other thing. So what came onto this was not literally. I said we were talking about it, and if I see a man in the changing rooms and he's got a magnificent penis, I will tell him.
And that doesn't make you gay?
No, not in the slightest.
Does it get you in trouble
Wait,
with the other
wait.
guy?
So
I mean, if anyone ever returned the favor, I would be thankful. I'd be saying thanks very much.
Oh, you wouldn't mind it if another dude saw your penis and said you have a magnificent penis? You would be okay with that? That wouldn't.
I'd be absolutely fine. What's wrong with that?
As a younger man, I was actively trying to show everybody my penis.
just hands on your hips, look over here,
Yeah.
look over here.
Especially other guys.
Why
So
would
then
that
I could
be-
call
I
them
don't
gay.
know. I don't know, PK. I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know when
Yeah.
guys get. You guys obviously don't get like weirded out by anything. So this is what I'm
No.
learning through these shows that happen.
So, but this is
Some
the
of
thing.
the-
So if you're in a changing room and there's a guy and he's hiding away in the corner, looking away, and doesn't want to see any willies,
He wants to see
he's
them more than
probably the
anyone.
one that is the gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More likely. Whereas the lads that don't care, that are just, up for a bit of laugh, I think they're less likely to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense to me, but that doesn't explain the gay porn part of this. Like, all men are like, you can't watch gay porn because if you watch gay porn, it'll make you gay.
I was like, whoa.
I don't
No, listen, I'm asking all the questions.
Yeah.
You got me down this rabbit hole now.
So
But
this
like,
is, yeah.
go ahead.
So this is a
That's too
conversation we've had
much.
with PK a little bit. It's association. So he can't watch porn unless there's a dick in it.
Okay.
At least one.
So it can't be just girl on girl the whole time.
No, because he doesn't get anything out of it.
Okay.
PK can only get erect when there's another penis to see.
Oh God, that's not gay. Is that gay?
He is gay, but that's that's for another podcast.
But like, does that stipulation and criteria necessarily mean that you're gay for wanting to see one? Don't know.
I don't know. You guys gotta tell me that.
I don't think it's necessarily the penis that he wants to see, but it's the penetration.
Yeah, he said I like insertion.
There we go. So I don't even have a comment to that.
Isn't that a Leonardo DiCaprio film?
Yeah, I think so. No, is it? No. I mean, he does a lot of insertion, but I don't think that's the name of the movie.
That'd be a good porno name, though. Inception.
Okay,
Concept.
go back to the chub and the somebody said
Inception.
Inception. Yes, that's it.
Inception.
Go back to the
Yeah.
chub part. So, which is that uncomfortable? Like, do you have to get hard right after that, or
No,
or is
so
that,
here's something that I brought up that every man knows, but they won't admit to it. So, have you heard of the flick? I told you about the flick.
Yes.
yes?
You told us
Okay.
about the flick.
Yeah. So even though I've been married 9 years, I will still make sure that I've given it a little flick before my wife sees me naked,
Oh, okay.
because it just looks better.
Wait, I forgot. Were you a shower or a grower?
I'm definitely a grower.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there's something about the pride thing. I don't know. But we have these conversations every day and it gets there. So I've just seen Kippin It Real is really uncomfortable with this, which tells us what, guys?
Travis, I'm sorry, bro. I don't
Hi,
know what you
Trav.
just you tuned into the real
All right. All right.
Real
We'll
life
move on.
with
We'll
Jake.
move on.
Okay,
Um,
No, that's what this show is. That's what
Yeah.
this show is.
I don't know. I just think when someone so just does not want to talk about something, it kind of is a little red flag for me. So, but as soon as I see that, it's like a red flag. It's like
does that mean
what's
they're
it
gay,
called?
or maybe they're just a little nervous about size? Do men
No,
get all?
the gay thing. If they're so adamantly that they don't want to talk about them, I'm like, okay. So I latch onto it and I just go after them. As soon as I know someone's like doesn't want to talk about something.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It's
You've been
like
on a rampage in the comments lately. I've noticed. Oh
We
shoot!
bring up
Yeah.
PK's comment there.
Which one?
It's a good one to talk about.
This. It's like refusing to take photos of the Teen Games athletes.
we
yeah.
talked about that.
Nah,
you did?
there's some people that are really uncomfortable with the teen girls' outfits.
Ah.
And it's like, look, who cares? Like they're competing.
So then you don't even mind like some of the outfits that they put little girls in to do dance competitions?
Well, this is the
Well, I don't
thing.
watch that, but
I mean,
Yeah,
CrossFit's different. That's 15. Don't they start at like 15?
start what?
I guess teens can start when they're 15. They can start competing, right? Is it 15,
Yeah.
16, and 17, 18? I think the dance thing makes me a little uncomfortable sometimes just because some of them are so young. Like they're in that 12, 11, and I'm like, nah,
Younger.
I don't wanna. I'm
But
good.
I think it might be what they're doing rather than what they're dressed in. Like you and the context. Like if you go to a beach, there's little kids in like swim costumes.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So my daughter does gymnastics. She does the sport of gymnastics. She's 7. They wear leotards. That's fine.
Mhm.
They're doing a sport of CrossFit. They're given not uniform, but they're given kit that they have to wear. That's fine. But as soon as you make it weird, it becomes weird.
Mhm.
So if you adamantly outright come out and say, comment on it and say how outrageous it is, no one was talking about it until you brought it up. So
Yeah.
it's the uniform that everyone's approved and no one said they won't wear it and it's all fitting well and everything like that. So it doesn't until, and then if someone says, oh, look at those, look at what they're wearing, doesn't it show off all their like bits? It's like, well, you've thought of that and you've put that out there. We like no one else was like talking about it until you did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
for me, it's just because I didn't want to, like, I was always covered up as a kid. But I mean,
Yeah.
if these girls like it to do it and they're comfortable with it, then doesn't bother me at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. It's it's not weird until you make it weird. Is basically what PK was saying in that comment. But yeah, there you go.
Skip it. I need to go listen to my audio Bible right now, but it's so hard to turn this off. Because it's okay, dude. You want to talk about we're here to learn stuff. This is all educational things. I have to know what my son is going through and how comfortable he is talking about dicks in public. But
yeah. So Grant, I got him addicted to something this week, and I promise I won't talk about it for very long because I know PK doesn't like talking about it. But you know your YouTube algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So mine somehow went down the route of showing me like CGI recreations of stuff from like history. So it would be sort of, battles and stuff. Then all of a sudden it went on to ships sinking. So like the Titanic, real time CGI videos of ships going down, basically. And that's what he was asking about. But we won't talk about it for very long because it's not very interesting. But yeah, there you go.
yeah, feel like Kelly's sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is very addictive. But yeah, so what I was going to ask about is fake lips. So you know the
Botox.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is or like a lot of people get like the big lip filler things.
Yeah, it's fillers.
Yeah. Botox. Why
What's
you're not?
that about?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't get it because are we? Let's say we're an audience and we're watching these people get it done. Are we supposed to go along with the notion that it's just their lips? Or are we supposed to go along with the fact that they have had it done and we're okay with it? I'm confused.
Oh, yeah, Crowbar's right. That was a phase at one time, DSLs, dick sucking lips. All the girls just wanted to have lips that look like something guys would want to have on their penis. That was like a giant phase for a while.
Right. Is that what that is then?
What guys? Because they look fucking horrific.
And do
was
lesbians get that done as well or not?
I'm sure some do.
I'm sure some do. The more,
I'm sure some do, but it very much became a trend. All of the plastic surgery became a trend when, the image of what a beautiful woman looks like now compared to, they get asked questions all the time like, do men like BBLs or do they like natural? Most of the men will say, we like natural. And all of the women will say, men like BBLs. But what a lot of people are debunking is the fact that women are getting BBLs and all of these fillers and stuff like that to compete because there's this feeling that I need to compete with her. So in order to compete with her, I have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And then those are the ones that usually do it way too much. And you see the ones that now get cheek fillers and they get their eyes done where it's not just going to get Botox because you've got some lines here. Some people have said research has shown that Botox helps with migraines and stuff like that. Like so that kind of stuff has turned extreme because it's this idea that I need to compete with her. And the image of what a beautiful woman is the really big boobs, the super, super tiny waist, the big hips, the big ass, and and then the very, very skinny nose and the lips, like that is what people pursue or assume and believe is what a beautiful woman is and it started with all the Kardashians.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really where it started.
And Heidi's right too. If you go back and watch MTV, The Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Heidi girl had Oh my gosh. Look at her today. Oof.
I was going to say, because they all end up looking the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just tell that they had it. They start looking like cats. There was that cat lady that she's like in her 70s or something. Oof, dude.
I mean, she got whiskers.
Yeah.
Like implanted whiskers.
Like, no, not that one.
Oh,
no. Just it's from.
Oh, that's the dude. Yeah, that's the dude. You're right.
Have you seen the Alien Man?
Yes.
Oh,
Alien Man?
I just want to answer this, Chris. No, they don't Botox their vag, but I guess there's something out there right now where you can get it tightened.
Yes.
Like there's some sort of like you can tighten your cervix wall back up or something like that. That's all the rage.
Honey, take a deep
breath. How do they do that?
I don't know if you're gonna be ready for this, but this is what the Alien Man looks like.
Oh yeah.
I want to find out how that happens.
This.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen this before. Yo.
Oh man.
No.
That's insane.
Nope.
So bad,
no thanks.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, that some women are going to get their vaginas tightened for their husbands or partners for their birthday.
Yeah.
And you go in and it's a procedure that you get done and it's supposed to tighten it all back up like it's brand new. And then, for me, I'm like, why would I want to do that? I know how painful it was the first, like I wouldn't want to do that. But
yeah, it's supposed to be like you're having sex with a virgin all over again. Was that fun? Hey, let's ask that question. Was that fun for you guys? Like when you did sleep with a girl who was a virgin, did that hurt you at all? Like, is it so tight that it pinches you guys?
No, I'll be honest. I don't remember it being that. It was a bit of an anticlimax. I'll be honest.
Were you both each other's first?
Me and Jan.
You and Jan.
Yeah, you and Jan.
What I met, I slept with people. No. he was my first man.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are so close.
Yeah, I was relatively young.
I think sex as a 15-year-old is going to be anticlimactic anyway, isn't it? It's like
you don't know what you're doing.
Your first time you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like an anticlimax, isn't it? But it's a long time ago now, so I don't remember it particularly being painful or anything about it.
Grant was 34.
I was 34. Let's go back to DSLs for a second. No, we don't get them because if we had these big ass lips that we were trying to go down on each other with, they would just kind of get in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, way
there's
too
a
many
lot
lips.
There's a lot of
many lips.
There's a lips down there. There's a lot of lips. It would just get in the way if they were too, fat on your face.
So I feel like there's a gap in communication there, because lesbian women could do a massive service to straight women by talking to straight men about that.
Help them learn how to give head.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is stop saying flick the bean. I know you guys like to flick your penises, but we don't do that. The flicking thing doesn't work. It's
no.
And then the whole shower head thing, that'll ruin a woman.
Yeah.
When you discover the shower head for the first time. Can you guys do that?
Yeah,
or no,
I put it on the absolute like rocket hose and just shoot it at my anus.
Sounds like a colonic.
Shove it in the tap.
Apparently, you guys have extra G spots.
I blast the shower head down the urethra.
Isn't this basically that exerciser that? Hey Ken, isn't this what Sevi's trying to push on his show?
I thought the exerciser was to make you guys get bigger.
Well, did you watch the show with Dr. Lance last week or whenever it was?
No, I let you guys have your moment on that one. You might convince me to go back and watch it, but
it was quite funny in the sense that he just obviously didn't click with Sevi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was certain parts where it was like you could tell, like looking at both screens, there was a different conversation being had. which was quite funny. But
Was he real serious about like the science of it and Sev wasn't, or
kind of? I think he wanted to talk from like an anatomical point of view and from a just a biological perspective, and that wasn't what anyone else wanted to talk about. So, but that's why I want him on again.
You want him to come back on again?
Yeah.
He was a good guest.
Very good.
All right, fine. I'll go back and watch it. I want to know.
It's worth it. I want Hunter on the show more.
I thought Hunter was gone. I thought he was mad and out. And isn't he?
He's messing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's trolling Hiller.
Yeah, I don't think he takes anything seriously. That deeply anyway. From what he did, and when he goes live, he's fucking brilliant.
I love him. I think he's great. I love listening to him on the show too. He's that very first episode where he really went nuts.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something about a pink dildo somewhere or something? And that shit was amazing. That was fire.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was good. Very good.
We covered DSLs. We covered the shower heads. So all women out there, make sure you have a good shower head. That's the best way.
Yeah. Do you two share clothes?
I mean, she wears my clothes. I don't wear her clothes.
So is that a size thing, or you just don't want to wear it? Are your clothes bigger?
Both. She buys women's clothes. I don't buy women's clothes. Like, she buys girls' shirts. I buy men's shirts.
So when do you wear her clothes, like in bed and stuff?
Yeah, bed, or if I feel like wearing one of her t-shirts to the gym or take a sweatshirt or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, wearing her clothes is a punishment for me if I lose a bet.
Which I have made her wear before.
Yeah, I've seen you were there with the sports bra and stuff on at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's horrible.
When we did the open one year, that was my rent payment, is that she had to go to a full weekend class at the CrossFit gym in my leggings and a racer back tank top.
Oh, what does that feel like?
It was awful.
It feels like like a ugly Christmas sweater with nothing underneath it. Like, I don't know if you like just wearing one of those scratchy, itchy sweaters.
Yeah.
Like, my whole body just goes like that when I have to wear. It's not a good time.
No. See, I've in the last sort of 10 years, I haven't taken my shirt off in a gym at CrossFit gyms. I refuse to do it.
On principle, or
do you ever do things to
yes, Heidi, it is more of or if you're talking about the wear girls clothes thing, it's in my head. It doesn't, I hate it. I can't do it.
No.
Go ahead. Sorry, what were you about to say?
So it's sort of like the fact that I don't eat food around other people ever. I don't want to give them license to think that they can do it around me. And so I don't want people eating around me. So I don't eat around them so that they don't eat around me. So I don't take my shirt off in the gym so that other people don't do it around me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work?
Rarely.
That's so weird, because you just said that you could tell another man that his dick was magnificent, but you don't want to see another man with his shirt off.
For me, yeah. So I don't mind seeing him with his shirt off, but it's the type of bloke that does it. They're always the same type. If you're halfway through a 20-minute AMRAP in the middle of summer and it's fucking roasting and you've got no other option, take it off. I don't care. But when you're in Northern Europe in the middle of winter and you can see your breath when you walk in, there's absolutely no need to be semi-naked to work out. You're only doing it because you think you look double hard, and you don't. You just look like a twat.
I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Have you ever told anybody that? Like if they do it, are you like?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I'll walk past someone and go, "Oh, you're odd," and just carry on walking. Just yeah. So I don't know. It's my issue, not other people. But
it seems like a lot of things bother you.
Like,
oh yeah.
It's issues. It's not other people that are doing anything wrong.
I mean, you don't like people chewing around you because the sound of chewing just drives you crazy.
It's the worst. It is the worst. It's unnecessary noise.
One of my favorite things ever was when I had a call with Jake and PK, and I was in the supermarket, and PK was asking me to show him stuff, and I knew that would wind Jake up. So I was getting the pockets and rustling them, and I could just see his face just scrunching up in a ball. And PK knew it was winding him up as well. So go back to that, show me that again. We just see him trying to be polite, but we knew it was getting to him.
I can't go to the cinema anymore.
People are eating.
I can't deal with people. I asked you on the other day, is there an option to get headphones that link up at the cinema to what you're watching? Because
how do you even go to a gym? How do you even?
I was gonna say, how do you leave your house?
Like, yeah.
How do you leave your house?
It's like one of the up there with the worst is when people clap when a plane lands. Have you ever had that?
No.
I have.
I want to rewind and blow the plane up.
They're clapping because it didn't blow up. That's why they're clapping, because it landed.
It's the worst. Honestly.
People clapped at the end of the cinema on Saturday.
Oh no, don't do that.
At the end of Moana, they clapped.
Oh,
I heard that wasn't good.
Yeah, I heard that was not good.
Oh.
I enjoyed it.
But why do they put? Why do
Yeah.
they put the loudest food and drink in the place where you're supposed to be the quietest?
Oh, they shouldn't do that. I know.
Naturally.
The slurping sodas.
And the ice in the drinks, and then the at the end. Oh my god, it's just.
I don't even like getting ice in a drink.
Everybody agree clapping on a plane when a plane lands is the dumbest shit on the planet.
Yeah, good.
Jake, I'm the same way. People annoy the fuck out of me. Usually it's because they are disgusting with social awareness, with no social awareness. That I get.
Exactly.
Yeah. You probably always find the seat right next to the one that has to go like this every time that they drink. All the ice just
to stir it.
The amount of times I had to tell people to be quiet in the cinema, and then I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you're that annoying dad. It's like, go home, old man. What's up? We're out here socializing at the cinema. What are you doing?
Exactly. But so that's why I don't go anymore.
Let me show you guys this and see if you want to comment. I have a feeling that
normally I have clips, but I didn't prepare anything for this today.
No, we're hanging out, dude. I had to prepare so much shit for last week that
here we go.
I'm kind of just happy hanging out.
Oh yeah, hanging.
This is about to be hanging right now. We're about to get hanging.
I can tell that guy. Yes.
Proper hand.
That
is great.
I was like, oh my God, how is this allowed on Instagram? But then I was like, oh, it's his leg.
Yeah.
But that's insane, right?
Yeah. That's shame.
Hold on.
That's brilliant.
Hold on. My dude.
Yeah. Did you have a bodybuilding phase at all?
Oh
did you ever watch bodybuilding or get into it at all?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
Papa Birch, I had no choice.
What era were you kind of watching it around? Like, who was the big guy at the time?
It was probably Jay Cutler.
Right. Okay.
And the other guy,
Coleman.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So I got into it around 2000. I mean, I always loved Arnie, but then around 2001, 2002, when I actually started going to the gym and working out and doing weights, That was when Coleman was at the peak. But then I always wanted Dexter Jackson to win the Blade.
Oh yeah, he
His-
was smaller.
His physique is insane.
Yep.
And then he won it in 08, I think, finally. But yeah, that was when I stopped watching it because they got like fucking massive after that. Like they just like Kai Green was like
He was
giant, and they just
insane,
got-
but his body was sick. But yeah, he was humongous.
Then he
I
got
remember
made-
watching a video of him going back when he was in his weird mask phase thing.
Yep.
Is that the one with the watermelon?
Yeah, was it a watermelon or pineapple or coconut or something?
Watermelon. Watermelon.
But he went in, and there's this really, really good kind of video of him explaining why like time under tension is really important for hypertrophy. And he's sat there, and there's these lads like swinging away at these curls, and he goes in, grabs a 5 kilo dumbbell, so whatever that is in pounds, 11, 12 pounds, and he's sat there doing concentration curls, mega slow, and like getting that time under tension. And he walks out having had a decent workout with like a 5 kilo dumbbell, and there's these lads swinging around like a 20 kilo one. It's good to see that, but
Well,
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
still
really-
there.
want the most
Yeah.
mechanical tension through the muscle.
yeah, exactly.
I got in. How did you start lifting? I got into the gym by doing Chris Geffen's workouts from bodybuilding.com.
Yeah,
You remember Chris Geffen's from bodybuilding.com days?
bodybuilding.com
I
was
only had the magazine. I was never on.
Flex.
I wasn't on. Yeah, I had Flex or Muscle and Fitness. Then I got into Muscle and Fitness hers, and then so yeah, I really wasn't on. Like I wasn't online a lot.
no,
She was in
yeah.
that phase when we first met.
Yeah, that I was bodybuilding a lot when I first met her.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, like I mean, you look at the classic physiques, like I know Birch has just said it, but like the 70s through to the 80s, like Lee Priest, even Dorian Yates was obviously like fucking ginormous.
Yeah, he was.
But there's certain people,
mental.
yeah, like Tom Platz's legs. There's
Do you
these
like that
freaks
category?
throughout.
Do you even like that category now? The classic physique or what's the other one called?
I like classic more than like open.
Yeah.
What's the one where they're in board shorts? Is that
I
the-
don't. I don't like physique. Nah,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
No.
they don't train legs.
No, not at all. Their calves are small as fuck.
Mhm.
But
Like the Chris Bumstead is like,
Yeah.
the goat. Yeah.
I think it's good that they have those categories though, just to give a sense of like, because they're still fucking giants,
Oh,
but then stood next to bloody the rest of them, they look normal.
Yeah.
But then you see the likes of, did you see that thing? Was it the Arnold or Olympia the last couple of years? Brian Shaw goes on stage and presents the awards at the, was it Olympia?
yeah. And he's
And,
next to
like-
Jay Cutler. Yeah, Jay Cutler looks like a toddler.
He's like twice the size of him.
I just don't get it because they have to walk around all year looking like a strong man. It's not
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
walk around all year looking cut up like that. You know what I mean? They just
Yeah.
do that for a show and then they're kind of fat the rest of the time.
And that's why people don't understand.
That's why I don't.
people
Yeah.
think that that bodybuilders or like CrossFit athletes,
Yeah.
like they literally walk around that
Yeah.
chiseled all the time, and they don't.
See, that's the thing. They I say clever, but they're manipulative with that. They'll be like that for like a photo shoot. They do multiple shoots that week, and then they use all that material throughout the whole year, and then people think they like it all year. But it's like anything, like you say.
Like,
Which
have
there
you
were
seen
views- Go ahead.
sorry,
Go ahead.
have you seen the Sam Sulek? Like, he's like massive on social media now. The young dude.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got- he's famous. He looks huge, but then have you seen him next to like this year's Mr. Olympia, the Samson Dowda guy? He just dwarfs him.
Is he the British Nigerian or something? Is he?
Yeah. Aye, Samson, yeah. He
Who's
makes
that-
that Sam Sulek guy look like a child.
Who's the guy that won? He was from like Saudi Arabia or something. And it took him
Oh,
forever to win. And then did
Yeah,
he
I know.
disappear? Did he fall off the face of the planet?
have you seen? Is it Sean Ray? There was or Kevin Lebron. One
I've
of those
seen Kevin
guys.
Lebron.
One of those
Yeah,
guys
Kevin
from that
Lebron.
era is like really ill now, like like really ill, like really skinny and not very well. I can't remember who it was. Is it
Oh,
Sean
you want-
Payne? No. Who won the Olympia in the early 90s? Flex Wheeler.
Flex
Not-
Wheeler, yeah.
Yeah. Like he's not doing very well. Well, he wasn't last time I saw him.
A lot
yeah,
of them aren't. That's a lot of. They did a lot of steroids. Those '90s bodybuilders. I mean,
Yeah.
with no like supervision.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake, give dating advice, please, to how to date bodybuilders.
How to date bodybuilders.
Do your
Or just how to date.
So, biggest thing with bodybuilders is to remember they've made the rest of their muscle huge, but they won't grow their penis. So relatively, yeah,
Their penis will look bigger because their balls are smaller.
tiny. Yeah. So relatively speaking, their willy will look smaller compared to their body, but it doesn't shrink the willy. That's all I'll say. What do you want to know? Oh, the Stoltmans. We could talk about that.
Oh, you want to get? We can get
No.
into that if you want.
No,
Let's not.
Yeah.
No
No.
comment.
I
What
just wanna
dating
know-
advice would you like, Heidi? What do you want to talk about?
Do your hair, Heidi.
And take those
How?
bloody earrings out.
Yeah, do your hair. Remove those shitty earrings that you've been wearing recently, and golden.
Do you remember the wife in The Sopranos? I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Edie Falco.
Yep.
Yeah, so Heidi's
No,
going after that look at the moment.
It's not Edie. It's Polly's wife. Is it not?
Oh,
Right.
she's kind of going somewhere between the two.
She's like in between them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
Can
thought she
we-
was doing just fine. Can we like? I feel like she was doing just fine the last time I
Heidi.
heard her.
Heidi, can we talk about the emails, or is that a no go?
Don't
Can
do
we?
it, do it.
That'd be really good.
Heidi, can we talk about the emails? Because I could pull up my one and read it out.
Oh shit.
Oh my God, you came here with receipts. We don't need receipts, bro. Like,
So
Only if Heidi says we can or not.
Heidi, well, we're going to. Heidi made a mistake of sending us accidentally her email address for work.
Her work
And without any coordination, Jon and I, within about 2 minutes of receiving that, had both sent her emails to work. But what we didn't know was that her emails are monitored by HR or someone.
oh God,
So
you
then,
responded.
yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. I'm sorry, Heidi. I'm so sorry. Oh, please tell me you didn't respond with like a reel or something.
no,
I'm
she
sure.
blocked us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Smart.
we got blocked. Yeah.
She's not speaking now.
You messed with
HR
her.
have called her.
I'm trying to find my one so I can send it.
All right, what else is up? What's up with the kids? How's the
Yeah.
kids? How are Jan? How's
Adam.
Adam is doing
Adam, yeah.
Adam's doing much better.
good?
He's doing much better. He's had a rough couple of months. We were in the hospital with him. He had a bacterial pneumonia. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
That was quite a dramatic time for him. He obviously I'm assuming everyone here watching knows my son's autistic. So trying to get him to understand that he was going into the hospital to receive treatment to make him feel better. He was in a fight or flight situation. So yeah, it was a tough time. But he's out the other end of it and he's doing much better.
oh, good. Okay, yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh no, because yeah, they don't understand, right? Like it's very hard to explain to them what's about to happen, and
Yeah,
So
like,
yeah,
There's no way to explain to him what was happening. And he wouldn't let anything happen. So yeah, that was a fun time.
Ugh.
Hmm.
Was it a hospital that he's never been to before? Was it like a brand new place with brand new people and?
Well, he spent time there when he was a baby, but he hasn't had any medical intervention for about 10 years. So we've done pretty well.
Yeah.
He'll be 11 at the end of this month, and that's the first time that he's actually had to go back to the hospital. He's been in and out for checkups and stuff, but nothing that's been invasive. And when he was in, he needed to be, you know, like IV antibiotics because he doesn't take any oral medication, and trying to put a cannula in a 10-year-old that
Ugh.
doesn't understand that.
Yeah.
It's literally like fight or flight for him. So having to pin him down to get that in. So I think me and Haley, between us over the course of about 7 days, had about 15 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Because then once the cannula's in, he wants it out.
Did he
Yeah.
pull it out a couple times?
No, he like luckily never pulled it out once, and he managed to keep it in. Because I was like, obviously like medical kind of like background, I was thinking the cannula might need to be changed like every other day because veins can collapse all the time, or like the cannula integrity is like just even if you are like just leaving it alone, the integrity of the cannula can like fail. So we were pretty lucky that it managed to stay in for the full course of the antibiotics. So yeah, all things considered, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I think we set a timer on that camera, and now I don't know how to take the timer off that camera. So I knew someone was gonna make a pull-out joke. But
I mean, I didn't want to because it was about a 10-year-old autistic boy in prison.
Good restraint. I'm going to send you something.
sure.
You can.
IG?
I'm just cutting out. Yeah, I'm just trying to cut this out so then you can see just what I've said. There we go.
Yeah. So I started homeschooling in September.
Oh,
You did.
What have you learned? What have you learned so far? There we go.
I've learned that my kids are very different. So they're learning, because obviously I've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. And Athena, my daughter's oldest. Very different. So she's got a very visual memory, like me. So like, I don't know, maths or whatever, she can see the numbers in her head and work it out visually. Whereas my son doesn't have that. So the learning method's very different for both of them. But it's treating them differently. But have fun with it. And do you know what? We've got to a point now where it's obviously September, October, November. So we're into like 4th month of it. It's not being in a rush for stuff. Because you get this thing of like, all right, normally they'd be at school, especially at their age, they'd be at school from 9 o'clock in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. At their age, although they're sitting down and they're doing, drawing, they're doing English, they're doing this, that, and the other, the actual amount of work they're doing during that day isn't actually a considerable amount. And you have it in your head because they're there at that building for 6.5 hours. You picture it initially as they're working for 6.5 hours. So when they're at home and they've done 45 minutes of maths work and you've gone through and they've actually made progress because it's one-on-one and they're doing it, and you see and you get a real sense of joy with the fact that you've taught them that. But then there's downtime. There's a lot of downtime in the day, and it's getting over the fact that you might feel a little bit guilty of the fact that they're sat watching Pokemon for half an hour, where you think, oh, they should be at school. But then you think, well, no, actually, I've done a hell of a lot. And I mean, they do one-on-one swimming twice a week with my wife, who's a swim instructor. They do jiu-jitsu 2-on-1 twice a week, PT. They do boxing for an hour a week. We sit down and do all the work that they need to do, and we're figuring it all out. And we're molding our method of learning and what we're going to do each week. On a Sunday night, my wife and I sit down and think, right, what can we do this week that's going to build on what we've done, and what they're going to enjoy, and where can we take them, and that kind of stuff. And the whole thing of we haven't got time to do it, or we don't have an opportunity with work and that kind of thing. I think it's like anything. It's like, oh, I couldn't have a kid. Once you have a kid, you sort of got to do it. There's no other option.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate with our work, where we're both self-employed instructors in sport and in the gym. So we can manipulate our work hours around that. And there's obviously 2 of us, so we can do that. But we've loved it. We've really enjoyed it. And it's you get to see the light bulb moments that a teacher would normally get at school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get to see that, and that's so cool to see that.
Even if the teachers actually do, though, because Jeffrey Birchfield makes a good point. You put 30
Yeah.
of those different learning styles and abilities in one room. Like, are those moments actually seen? Are those moments actually felt? Do the kids actually get to have those moments of like, yes, I got it. Like, I get it now and it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow a curriculum that your district has, or do you guys kind of create your own curriculum?
Yeah, so we're lucky. I know quite a lot of like teachers within the school system in the UK, but especially where we are on the Isle of Man, where we are, and we have full access to what they're doing in school, the curriculum for the year at school. So what I did over the summer holidays, I looked down and looked for each of their years about what other kids would ideally have done by the end of the school year, so by July. And I gave ourselves a target of trying to get that done by Christmas. So from that, we kind of realized, okay, we've got to do half an hour, 3 times a week of this and see progressions. We've got it all printed out and mapped out about what they want to do at school. But we found, because it's one-on-one, I mean, anyone that trains and coaches knows one-on-one time is 10 times valuable in the group setting. But that's what I mean. Like, we can sit down and get stuff done in half an hour that they'd usually take all week to do at school when they're doing it for an hour in a group setting. And then there's so much downtime. You have to kind of feel yourself fill in the space and the gaps with stuff, which makes you think on your feet and plan ahead and think about what you can contribute and what you can do. And there's definitely an opportunity there to learn a lot more than they would at school, which is kind of why we did it. Our schools are incredible here. We're very fortunate. They're small. Like, in both of their classes, there was about 9 or 10 kids in their classes.
Wow. That's awesome.
And they've got often they've got 2 teachers in the room. But the curriculum and what they're learning for us wasn't quite enough for what they're doing now, for what we want them to do. And it's so much more spare time. Like, in the evenings, my daughter does gymnastics. She's up to about 15 hours a week now, which is all evenings and weekends. So she's socializing, she's mixing, she's doing all that stuff. And we're doing all the downtime in the afternoon and relaxing, and we don't have to rush straight from school, rush to get there. We can, relax to it and get there early and warm up better. And so it just sort of, does that. But there's going to be stuff that gaps in our knowledge, but until the age of secondary school, so 11, 12, 13 years old, exactly, until they get to that age, I'm not sure there's anything that there will be gaps in up until there. And also, if there are gaps, it's in our best interest to fill those gaps and to find out who can do that. And we've got loads of tutors, and there's so many online tutors after COVID now. Like that, you can patch in and you can have tutors for £10 an hour to go and sit down on a Zoom call and go over stuff when they get to a certain age and that kind of thing. But we're leaving it open. Like, if at any point we really feel like the kids are better off being at school, we've got no problem putting them back in. There's no issues with the school system here. It's just that's what we wanted. We wanted to do them more than they can at school. But yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, we just had our son's parent teacher conference, and that was something that was a little bit more eye-opening for us, is hearing that they don't get to do a lot of other things and other ways of learning because this new system that they have, I guess it's called iReady. That's what the system, the software that they use for math as well as for reading. And if you have 30 kids, some kids get it like this. And then they're just kind of sitting there looking around like, well, what do I do now? Like, for math, for instance, G is very, very gifted in math. He picks it up very quickly.
Great.
And then the reading part of it, he can read it to you, but the comprehension he needs more support on. So it's like when you have all these kids on different levels, they're spending all this time on and I hate this part, that everything is on a tablet. So I'm like, I'm sending you to school to be on a tablet to learn, but you're telling me that he needs to be in school because, and Jan, I'm sure you hear this all the time too, like, you have to socialize your kids, especially our kids on the spectrum. Like, you have to socialize them. They need to be in these settings. They need to do this. They need to do that. And I'm like, they're sitting on a tablet.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a tablet for all this time. They've actually asked me to come in.
Yeah, she is.
After I'm going to start after the new year, is come in and break up that morning section for them. And like,
Oh, wow.
get the 3 second grade classes and like go in the gym for like 20 minutes because these kids are sitting in these classrooms for that long.
Yeah.
And like, the more invested, not saying that we haven't been invested in his school. Obviously, we're huge advocates for him, but I think Garrett and I are listening to what people are saying a little bit more, like in the nuances of what they're saying, because there's a lot of things that he's doing, and I'm like, I don't really know if I like the idea of him sitting on a tablet to learn. Like, why aren't they writing with a pencil? Why aren't they doing all that kind of stuff? You know,
I vetoed that Adam having a Chromebook in school because they get given Chromebooks in school, and I was like, he spends enough time editing videos and whatnot on his tablet at home. I don't want him going to school sitting on a tablet, so he actually doesn't have one in school. And I found we got more out of Adam during lockdown, like at home. Like, we taught him so much more in that time at home than what he's ever learned in school. We do so much with him at home that I think the school aspect for him is about being around other people and not having us there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, we probably teach him more at home than what he ever learns in school.
Well, because school is literally meant to teach you a curriculum to take a test that's supposed to put numbers on a system that's going to show that your school district has high scores or low scores. That's literally what it is. So it's, you know, I think about my own school career where it was like, oh yeah, I was a really good student. You want to know why? Because I could learn the information enough to take a test. But if you ask me what I learned for that test 2 months after I took that test, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I was very, very good at being able to take a test. So yeah, I straight A's, advanced regions diplomas, all these regions, did all that kind of stuff. Doesn't help me now.
No.
And so for our kid, it's more important for him to learn stuff, to be able to retain stuff, to be able to actually learn it, not just to take a test. Yeah. And that was something that I don't like about this new system that they had, because we went to one of the board meetings. And what I heard was that they implemented this system because it's easier for them to take the results of these tests that they give these kids to put it into their system to show that their numbers are improving for the entire, for all of Long Island. And I'm like, oh, so is this beneficial for you, or is this actually beneficial for my kid?
Yeah.
Because it's not sounding like you put this in place because kids are struggling. So feeling like that this system is going to be the thing that's going to help those 30 kids no matter where they are. That's not what this system is. It's very much the school needs to look good, because the school on paper, the thumbs.
That'll be so they can get money.
Exactly. Because this school right now doesn't look like that they're a really good school, because the numbers and the data shows that reading comprehension, the longer you're in the school, goes down. All of these test scores go down. You know what I mean? So that's very telling too. So, but
it's one of those, like, where we realize my daughter's really good at maths as well. So she can, in her head, she can think number wise. The numbers make sense, which I didn't really have. My wife did, but we realized, like, the idea of, why don't you introduce the idea of algebra? So symbols. So X is just a symbol for a question mark, effectively. So we started introducing that, and then we introduced Y as well as X. So we started building. And one thing that I never even considered was the critical thinking thing. So listening to Greg talk about that a lot with Savan and that kind of thing, we bought a couple of the books and got a lot of resources online and started thinking about that. And the kids absolutely love it. It's like this detective series where you're going through these clues and you've got to figure out discerning between what you know and what you're guessing. So try and push away the guessing and conjecture. Think about what you know and come into an assessment and logic, basically, with you know what we talked about. They're not getting that at school until they're 12, 13 years old.
And that's what Garrett is struggling with. That's his biggest challenge right now. Is critical thinking and like you said, what's factual, and then being able to answer questions on what the facts are, but also trying to think of a guess as to why. Like it, like he's not able to connect those dots, and they're not doing it with him in school. He's getting it at speech, but he goes to speech for 30 minutes once a week outside of school.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah. Good.
Okay. Trish, what's up? Those bastards who peddle those learning programs make a shit ton, and the superintendent gets a kickback. Yeah. Our superintendents, any of the ones we've ever had over the years, they're rolling around in, you know, new Mercedes and
beautiful houses,
Chanel bags, and you know, got a house on the water and shit. So
Super Nintendo charmers.
My daughter is struggling with exams on computers and tablets. If it's on paper, she does just fine. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't take notes on a computer. I was just telling you guys beforehand. It's paper and pen for me. The computer messes with me.
Yeah.
But I was talking to somebody today about like this whole AI stuff, you know, and these kids now are writing papers through AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people are not like
Chat GPT.
Yeah. Like, or you could literally ask it to write anything for you, you know, and teachers are using it. So if you read of Mice and Men, for instance, they can go onto the chat. What is it?
Chat GPT. Yeah.
Yeah. And they can literally say, okay, so I need a quiz for 7th graders of Mice and Men chapters 1 through 4. And it'll give it it'll completely create a quiz. So the teachers aren't even using their degrees to teach anymore. And everything is going through technology.
So from a playing the devil's advocate kind of thing, you could see an opportunity there for it's taking away all of that admin time for the teachers, where they can then reapply that time that they've gained doing other tasks that potentially could add to the teaching experience. Because if it is true, and if it is what they were going to do anyway, is the teacher actually gaining anything from having to write those questions themselves? From a teacher's perspective, I kind of get that, because I mean, otherwise they just take the questions out of a textbook that's been passed down from teacher to teacher.
Yeah, that's true.
But when they're teaching, they're not learning. So it's on the recipient that I have the issue with AI, because again, like you said earlier, and this all. Do you remember when sat navs became a thing, where everyone had a sat nav in their car? There was like TomToms, you know. In the car. People forgot how to get around places because they didn't remember this road leads to this. There's
street
a
names
pub on the corner. There's a tree over there. There's a road sign there. All they did was just listen to the voice telling them where to go. So if you take away that technology, they will not remember how to get from A to B because they're relying on that technology.
Yeah, but to the point of being reliant that they'll even drive off fucking bridges. The roads. There was literally one last week. A guy drove off a motorway that wasn't finished, and he went about 50 feet and died.
Oh my gosh!
Because he was just listening to directions.
Yeah, because he was taking directions off the sat nav.
And you've got to think, like, if you strip that technology away, what are you left with? You've learned nothing, other than how to use technology. So I think there's value of going back to actually handwritten stuff. That's the way that they could get around seeing if the students have actually learned it. Like, you've got to be handwritten again. Like, take away the tablet, because you're forcing them to actually write it down rather than just clicking and moving words around on a computer screen. That's the only way I can see it being foolproof there.
The exams in the UK are handwritten.
Are they still handwritten?
Yeah, my niece is doing her exams at the moment, and hers are handwritten.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah.
I think it's just easier. I mean, we didn't have tablets when I was going through high school, but still, even just going through college, I would much rather be just in a notebook with my textbook and as opposed to being on a computer. It was just way more annoying to me. My wife's like, "Oh, but you could put your notes in your phone, and then your notes
I mean,
just
I
pop
did
onto
say
your
that.
computer." And
I
I'm
did
like,
say
"No, I
that.
hate that. I don't retain anything when I do that. I retain what I'm writing if I
Yeah.
write it in a book." Like,
Mhm.
But there are different, like, so different people do learn differently though.
Yeah.
And it's finding the way that suits you and works, because as long as you're actually, it's like organization. I was terrible at keeping organized, and like until I owned my own gym. And at that point on my phone, the thing that opens up on my phone is a calendar. As soon as anyone says to me, can we meet up next Thursday at 6 o'clock? I'll say, yeah, I'm not being rude. I'm putting it in my calendar. I'll immediately put it on my phone in my calendar. That's one method that you've got to take ownership of your flaws, and you've got to know how you best work.
Mhm.
And it's figuring that out. As soon as you know, then you can't be lazy. Then you're not allowed to be lazy. As soon as you figure out what works, it's ownership, isn't it? It's ownership of that.
How do you guys organize your apps on your phone screen?
what?
I know where this is going.
How do you organize your app?
Like, well, with the way that it comes, like with productivity, finance, whatever, they just go in the little sections. And
so do you put all like your fitness apps together? Do you put all like your like video and
social media
apps together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shopping apps together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Jake to show you his phone.
Credit card apps are together.
Why does he just have? Does he have like apps and apps?
No, guess how he. No, my phone's like
he
that.
doesn't. Does he not? Or they're just, you have no apps
mine
on
are
the home
just
screen.
like mine are just
Oh,
like
that would drive me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I have
like
one screen of apps.
I know where they all are though, but
so I have the 4 at the bottom that are my main used ones.
Yes.
And then I put them in color.
They're color coded.
What?
So all the green ones are all together. All the blue ones are together. All the black ones are together. Oh
my god, dude! So none of them actually make sense. You have no idea.
It's based on color.
I know exactly where they are.
I have a couple grouped ones.
Oh my god, that's chaos.
The grouped ones. Does that just bother you, Jake? Does that just bother you?
I mean,
I've got like all my.
Did you say anal? Jake says anal all the time. It's all Jake ever talks about.
Yeah.
Is butt stuff.
I've got like all my like work ones in a folder. I've got all my messaging apps in a folder, all my like streaming services in a folder, and then and like all my coaching apps in a folder, and then like photo and editing, and then everything else is just kind of like fucking anywhere.
But do you have them on your main screen?
Ken, I'm with you, dude.
This is my main screen. It's just the picture and then the 4 main ones that I use, and then I slide over, and then there's my apps. Like, do you guys have them on the main? Because I can't do that.
Mine's on the main screen.
No,
I can't do that either.
That just look at blue.
Wow, dude! Wow, that's fucking amazing.
I love that.
But I know what color the apps are.
Here's another. How many unread emails have you got on your home screen?
Oh,
none. Oh man, 6. Shit.
Let's play a game, right? How many?
You're one of those guys.
How many unread emails do you think I have on my phone? This will piss Jake off.
I'm gonna go 600.
Right, you're saying 6 at Jake, over or under?
I hope under.
I'll go over.
Yeah, it is way over. Anyone else in the chat want to take a wee guess?
All right, 1,500.
This is like scratching the surface.
Oh my god, dude,
you're making
that's
me
too
itch.
Much.
I can't. I know.
I wonder if it will come up. I wonder if it will log in.
The red bubble's too big. I don't need to see the actual number. Oh my
god, that's
39,858.
What?
Oh my god, I hate the red bubbles. I have to get rid of them all the time. I have a friend that also does the same thing. It's like 40 missed text messages. Like I can't. I can't. I'm like,
chaos.
Just get rid of it.
I can't get rid of it anymore.
Why?
No,
I would just delete everything and start over.
Yeah, just start over.
Nothing that's in there is important.
No, exactly. So I just leave it. It stresses so many people out.
That's like leaving the car running on the driveway.
I've done that loads of times.
Wait, you mean to just run in, like you forgot something, leave your car running, run inside, grab what you need, and then run back out?
Yeah.
No, having a red bubble for me would be like, the car's out there running, it's there.
You just leave it,
but you don't give a shit.
Oh, that's absurd.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've not done that.
God, y'all are funny.
Oh, Ken, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, and you can set your emails to identify promotions and socials, then empty all.
Jake's
so mad.
Fuck that. He's out of that. He's out of that.
Ken,
John, have you ever thought of homeschooling Adam and keeping him home more, or do you feel like it's more important for him to be there? Does he get his services in school?
Yeah, yes and no. He gets he's 1-to-1 in school. Well, I say 1-to-1. There's 9 in his class, but there are 9 other kids that have got additional service needs. So it's probably like having 30 kids in a class, to be fair. And they all just bounce off the walls, like probably wind each other up more than anything. He does. He loves going to school though. Like he goes swimming at school. He goes horse riding at school. He does like loads of stuff that is like obviously like beneficial. And then they do have a curriculum. I think he gets the best of both worlds. He's only in school between like 9:30 and 2, so I pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah, I go and pick him up at 2:00 every day. I drop him off every day. I pick him up every day. Yeah, so I'm fortunate enough that with my job I can like base it around, like the schedule that works for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Haley,
she works full time.
Listening to Jake, I kind of like the idea. Maybe
it sounds
keeping
really
him home.
I know he's gone all day, and so Tuesdays and Thursdays he takes the bus and he goes to this little program. It's called The Point, and it's the foundation is called Flying Point Autism program or whatever. Yeah. So he gets to go from school, he gets to go on the bus, which he absolutely loves, and he goes and he gets to spend time with his friends. And the woman that's there was one of his special education teachers when he was in kindergarten. So like love her, trust her, like whatever. But he is gone all day. So he goes to school at 8:20, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays I don't pick him up until after 5. Like he is gone all day. And it's like hearing what he does in school and what I feel like he could be doing, kind of like what Jake was saying, where it's like you're more effective for a shorter period of time versus trying to stretch it out over 2 hours sometimes for them to just learn that one thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know, it's sounding pretty good. But I also, Jake, do you guys have that fear of like, I know Vindicate kind of brought it up a little bit, but like not being able to teach or feeling like underqualified, I guess you could say, to teach? Tough question. Sorry.
No, it's going to sound really arrogant, isn't it? If I say no.
But I think, like, the age they're at now, if you didn't know something, you could go and research it enough to be able to help them.
So we've basically got, my daughter's in so 3rd grade, I guess it'd be. So she's 7, turning 8 in this calendar school year. I've got another 4 years to get up to the point where I know the curriculum and the syllabus for that 7th grade. That in year 7 we call it 7th grade. They go up to like the next school, like this high school.
Yeah, we call it high school.
I've looked at the curriculum for those years, and I've already started her on it now. It's going to be things like high level maths that if she gets to that point, I'm not going to be able to do that. but we've got 4 or 5 years to figure that out to get her to the point, because she's already doing stuff that they're doing in that 7th grade now. So we've got a lot of time to learn, to figure it out, to see how she's getting on and do that kind of thing. But again, and this is going to, part of the homeschooling thing is being able to choose what they learn, rather than, because over here we do these tests in when they're 16 on GCSEs. Is it 16?
Do you know what? It's not even called GCSEs now. It's like I think it's called Nat 5s. It's like your National 5s or whatever it's called now. It's all changed. I've got clients like that age, and I don't understand how they do it now.
So they get to a point
we would call Regents diplomas or a Regents test or whatever. Okay. Yeah. So
you'd get up to that point at 16, and then they do something called A levels, which you need them to qualify yourself for university. So there's like this process that you go through. So GCSEs are at 16, A levels are at 18, universities from 18 to 21. That's the flow that we follow here. When you go to normal state school and private schools, you end up doing between 10 and 12 subjects for those GCSEs at the age of 16, half of which completely irrelevant. You're never going to use again. It's just, you're learning how to learn. You're learning these skills that go out of themselves and, go into other bits of life. But kids are just sitting down and doing these subjects because they're told they have to do that many.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they do stay on and do A levels, you have to do like 3 or 4 rather than the 12. So my thinking at the moment is, if we can specialize them in 4 or 5 subjects from now until they're 18, they're doing the same thing, but without all the bump of having to learn all the shit that they don't need to learn. And they can get really good at 4 or 5 things rather than kind of good at 12 things and lose out on time towards that.
Yeah.
At the moment, that's my thinking. But again, if at any point I feel like they're falling behind, if at any point I feel like we're not being able to do it and we don't have the means to find people that can do it, we've got no problem with just going, okay, you're back to school at some point.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
But not only that, when they're with you all that time, they're going to be learning practical life skills. Like, you can teach them about, you've run businesses. You can teach them about taxes, all the stuff that I'm 38 now and I still fucking suck at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't learn any of that at school.
Mm-hmm. You don't learn any of that. You don't learn interest. You don't learn how. I learned all of that marrying my wife. That's literally how I learned it, because she knew it. She had her grandparents and uncles and stuff that taught her how to manage money, about interest, about this, how you do this, how you know what I mean? Like, we learned how to write a check in school for like 2 days, but they don't tell you how to balance a checkbook, credit cards, none of that stuff.
You don't even really need to do it anymore.
I was going to say, you don't need it now.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. So my wife and I are both self-employed. So I don't know if that's called the same thing over where you are.
Yeah.
But we work for ourselves. We've got our own companies. So one person. And they travel around with us to work. They go through, they see us sending invoices. They see my daughter has made a little company selling bracelets. So she's setting up a little website at the moment. She goes to market.
That's awesome.
We're teaching them about supply and demand, about profit margins, about paying your own time. So learning all that kind of thing. And they're doing that at 5 and 7. So like they're learning that from a young age. I'm sure a lot of people here do that as well. But I want them to have a childhood at the same time. So that's the tricky fine line. It's not treating them like adults, but treating them enough, the elements of adults that you want them to be good at from a young age, but not going, you're an adult now. Like, let them be kids.
but at that kid level, like, for her, it's bracelets, it's fun, it's young.
That's so awesome.
But you're teaching the adult language of, okay, so if you don't have enough of this stuff, you have to get more of this stuff. How do you get more of this stuff? You have to pay for more. Like, and then you're teaching them in a way that's very understanding, digestible for them, versus I turned 18, 19 and was like, oh,
Yeah.
There's interest. There's this. There's that. Like
You have to pay first
you
and
have
last
to.
month's
You have
rent.
to.
Like,
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
don't teach any of that. And then you know. So and I also didn't have. I didn't have family that would teach me that either.
No,
so I didn't.
no.
I wasn't getting it in school, and I didn't have those kind of money conversations either.
No.
So
I was from a
That's
very
crazy.
working class family who lived pay envelope every month.
yep.
yeah, paycheck
And
to
it was-
paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. Yep.
Once you get a job. And once you find a job that you're secure in, you stay in that until you retire. Like
Yep.
there's safety.
Mhm.
And other kids that I've seen and met along the way, they had that safety blanket, that net of if it doesn't work out, you're all good. We've got you. You're back in. We can try something else. And you know, and I want to give that with the right work ethic, that can be a good thing. Knowing that it's the pursuit and it's the ethic that go with it and the enjoyment of business,
Mhm.
rather than seeing it as a chore or working for someone else, you will never work as hard as when you work for yourself.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah, for sure, Travis. That's when I started getting into my family business too. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. The checks that we have to write. What are you guys up to? What do you guys got coming up next? Anything fun? You going to anything else fun? Jan, you're usually always traveling.
But I should have been in Rome when Adam was in hospital, so I'm trying to rebook that. We're going to Disneyland again in February.
Oh, that's fun.
nice.
That's Adam's birthday present. So his birthday's on the 23rd of this month, and then it's Christmas, obviously, for everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Birthday's like we're going to go back to Paris and go to Disneyland. But I don't have much coming up. Trying to live pretty quietly just now. Got some High Rocks events coming up. So
That's awesome. You
yeah.
still? Oh, you're probably not bike riding anymore. Are you guys? It's cold there, right? You guys are on the same kind of weather trajectory as we are, aren't you? Like
I think so, yeah. It's
I don't bike like outdoors anyway. I just sit in the bike erg.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, I know because it doesn't your son race.
Mm.
Yeah,
Jake's-
right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knows-
Yeah, he does downhill mountain biking. So they basically go to the top of a hill in woods and then they just go as fast as they can down to the bottom.
That's insane.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
started downhill.
Hey,
I didn't know he had started downhill.
yeah, he's fast. Anything fast for him. Like
Is
we had one night last week where he didn't exercise all day and he was up
Oof.
till 9 o'clock at night.
oof.
Like he just nuts. He needs to get rid of that energy.
Yep.
But no, we've got we're traveling back to see family members in near London for a week before Christmas, which is a 4-hour ferry across to England and then a 4-hour drive down. But we're doing that for a week, going to central London, going to a theatre play, which I hate.
Yes. That would annoy me.
We know.
That would annoy me.
We know
too.
people in a
It's
very
just-
close setting.
Yeah, and like it's the equivalent of Broadway. It's like just shit people.
Oh,
What are you going to
clapping
see
all the
though?
time, all happy.
What are you going to see?
Frozen.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh no,
Mm.
shit.
Oof.
Yeah.
But then like going shopping, there's this massive like famous toy store in London called Hamleys, which is like huge. You know, like the one in Home Alone when he's in
Yeah.
New York.
FAO shorts.
Yeah. What like
Yeah,
a big old thing like that. We're gonna take the
I
kids
even-
there.
That's there.
And we live in like a really rural island, like it's farms and the odd church. And we've been here for 3 years coming up, and they've pretty much for every now and again we'll go across to England and go to a city, but they haven't been to central London. So, and that's where I grew up. So they're gonna have a shock with the amount of people.
Have you ever taken them into Harrods, Jake?
No,
Harrods would be an experience at that age, especially if
is,
they're
yeah.
not used to the city. Yeah, Harrods would be cool to take
Yeah.
them to.
yeah.
4-hour ferry ride.
Yeah. We go to Liverpool.
Cool.
I don't think I could persuade my wife to get on a plane to go over where you guys are. I barely got her on a plane to go down to South Carolina.
Okay, I'm
so
working
I don't
on
know.
it. Okay, trying.
I don't know
I'm
about
Would
you.
you
trying
not come over next year for Rogue?
What?
Would you come over here next year for Rogue?
I am.
That's too soon,
I am
Jan.
facing
That's too
my fears right now. Okay, there's a lot of stuff.
What
happening
about
on the inside?
What about-
get some volume and just take them on the plane?
You're gonna knock me all the way out. Yeah, I know, right?
what about if we let you in our tent? Would that work?
An all-man tent. I don't know. I might.
We never got to have the tent this year.
No.
You're on your own,
That's what Adam
babe.
was
I know, you're
I'll
not.
be in the hotel with the baby.
The token lesbian in the tent.
You can hold the camcorder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be the
No.
tripod. Okay.
There you go.
All
There
right,
you go.
guys. Well, that was fun. We'll have to catch up after the New Year's when you guys are
Yeah.
all done with holidays and stuff, and see how we survived. I would love to hear how Jake survives all his family and people
Yes.
outside.
Mm.
5-star would reduce to 3. I mean, oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Immediately, the
I'll
minute
take
that
that.
you get there. Immediately.
I'll take that.
Mhm.
Jake,
But yeah, cool guys. Thanks for coming back on. No,
before
go
we
ahead.
go, right? Before we go,
Yeah.
how do you cope sitting at the dinner table at Christmas?
So
Because he doesn't like people eating in front of him.
no. So when I was
Wear your
growing up,
earplug.
I have earplugs now.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Does one of your kids just sit right next to you and chomp away? Like, does
That-
your daughter do it or does your son do it? Like, and they know you
I-
hate it.
I think that somehow I've had kids that have got the hardest jaws and teeth on earth because I don't know how they get the noises that they do. It's mental. So when my wife's coming to Wadapalooza with her mum, so my mum's going to Miami for my wife's going to Miami for 10 days in January. When she's away, they're having mashed potato for like 10
The whole
days.
time.
That's it.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni
mashed
and
potato.
cheese, and that's it. Applesauce, yogurt,
Yeah.
like nothing else. Nothing
Yeah,
else.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, say third again for Jeremy Eat World.
Oh, I think it was 23rd. Third.
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 All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us and welcoming my wife to Hog Talk. That was amazing.
I feel like, and you guys don't have to answer this, I feel like you guys didn't talk the way you guys normally do because I was on screen.
No, we had.
I
No, we-
see
we
Jake
did
did it. I don't
it.
think Jake did at all. Like, you guys
We
talk
didn't.
way more freely and openly.
You got 45 minutes worth of it. We were going.
Mm.
I mean, the only thing we really didn't get to was butt plugs, but I wouldn't have had a problem talking about that.
Next time we'll talk about what the message that I sent you the other day
Okay.
that
That's
you
fair.
thought I was joking about.
I
Just clean
really.
it out.
No. I never showed her that. I will show her though.
Well, I did find this, and I will.
Oh God, she's gonna.
I
end
Oh, we
it.
never pulled up the email either.
I know you sent it to me. I was like, I didn't know what it was, and then it was gone. We were done.
It's good.
Got
Oh,
milk.
Oh, tremendous.
we just pictured you and Jake. That's how we pictured you and Jake
Yeah.
for nut milk.
That's like
Yeah,
the fight milk from every It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's like the cock. It's meant to be like the bicep.
Yeah.
But they've got it like facing the other way, so it looks like it's the ball sack with the dong hanging down.
See you
They
later.
call-
guys. Thanks for
they
hanging
call
out
it
with us.
fight milk, yeah.
Megan.
All right, guys. Thanks
Nice
all.
one.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We'll see you. We're scheduling
See
some
you
stuff
next time.
right now, so we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Deuces.
Bye, Ken. Love you.